Main character syndrome. When someone thinks they are the main character of their life, usually comes with a side of individuality complex, quirky style, and a self-centered point of view, also commonly known as
I'm built different.
So, what if I told you that there's an MC out there that doesn't treat the universe like they're playing Minecraft in creative mode? Someone that actually understands that on the whole grand scheme of things, they aren't really that important. Wandering Witch, The Journey of Elaina, tells the story of Elaina, a young girl inspired by the book of a legendary witch, Nike, that traveled the world. Elaina is naturally gifted, quickly becoming a powerful witch herself. Her goal? To go on her own journey, to the weird and wacky kingdoms she's read about in Nike's book, and to see what else the world has to offer. It's something like going on an anime pilgrimage in Japan, except with a lot less confused Japanese people wondering why you're taking 40 photos of a single fence. But before she leaves on her journey, her parents make her promise a few things. 1. When faced with danger, she has to run away immediately. And number 2, to not believe she's special and that she's equal to everyone else. A little different from the usual travel advice like, oh, don't lose your passport, or don't follow the touts on the streets of Shinjuku and contribute to Japan's biggest tourist scams. But you have to remember, this is a fantasy world. Somehow in every universe where there's magic, they never really seem to progress past the Middle Ages. So while waking up in a bathtub full of ice with only one kidney after a shitty night is pretty bad, at least you aren't in a world where you have a chance to be captured by enemies and sold into slavery. Oh, wait, never mind, those are still a thing, scratch that bit. To help Elaina remember how dangerous the world is, one of the things that gets beat into her before she even leaves on her journey is how failure feels like. Literally beat into her. To hammer in the point that even though she might get the best grades in school, on a bigger scale, she's nothing. On a side note, Elena's parents actually having their child get magically beaten the shit out of her to make a point really kinda proves she has Asian parents. It's a harsh lesson for her to learn, especially when she spent her entire life being told that she was talented. To quite literally slap a child in her face with her own inadequacies is probably not the best way to teach them to get off their high horse. But amongst many things, I don't think mental health was invented back in the Middle Ages. At least it was a hell of a lot cooler than when many of us were taught that lesson. And it happened after she graduated from magical school, so it didn't even affect her GPA. Well, she bounced back pretty well from that traumatic experience, and immediately you see a remarkable difference in Elena's attitude from a typical protagonist. She travels the world and sees everything, from systemic slavery to monsters destroying entire kingdoms. And true to her promise to her parents, she does nothing. She doesn't interfere. She sees events happen, good and bad, writes it down in her journal, and when she's had enough, she moves on. Now that just sounds like she's gone completely uncaring of the world around her, but that's not true. When the show aired, there were actually not an insignificant amount of people that had criticism about her character, saying that she was a heartless bitch or something along those lines, because she almost never helps the people around her. Oh sure, when she actually has something to gain from helping out, she's there no problem. As you watch the show, you'll find out Elena's many things. Vain, very self-serving, easily insulted. Did I mention vain? But she's not uncaring. She simply understands that she's one person, and some things are just beyond her control. A god didn't descend down and gift her crazy cheat abilities. Yeah, sure, she can wave a magic wand and fix a broken jug, but how can she fix a world where slavery is perfectly legal and acceptable? How can she fight a monster threatening to wipe out an entire village when it would do nothing but put herself in mortal danger? What are the duties of someone with power? How much of your own time, money, resources can you dedicate, should you dedicate, to help others? Her safety and promise to her parents always comes first, and if it means standing by and letting people get away with murder, so be it. After all, she's not some hotshot hero saving the world. She's just a traveler. The show itself follows a nice episodic format where she travels to different locations and the wacky shenanigans that follows. It's for the most part light-hearted and enjoyable, even almost fluffy slice of life. But the moment you relax, the show sucker punches you and reminds you of the world that Elaina lives in. It's a nice short anime with a refreshing change of pace to have an MC take such a realistic view of the world around them, acknowledging that sometimes in life, the situation is just absolutely boned, and it's really neither your job nor responsibility to fix it.